These little girls was sneaky. Like, I really should have just beat them all. Hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl RealJWells. If you didn't know, now you know. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're a returning honey, what's good? Can tell by the title, today's video is going to be a story time, a college roommate horror story. Let's get into it, because I'm sure y'all obviously came here for a reason, because y'all nosy. I know y'all nosy, so let's get right into the video. So let's see, this was okay. So y'all, my sophomore year in college, I had an apartment. There was like 4 people. Okay, so 2 people on one side, 2 people on the other side, but all in the same apartment. Like, you share the kitchen, the living room, just like that. And yeah, I moved there. It was cool. I met the girls. It was 2 girls. We're gonna name the 2 girls Emily and Ashley. Y'all remember that? Emily and Ashley. We just gonna call them that. So I moved in. Everything was cool. Everything was good. I was the only black girl in the apartment, but honestly, I didn't think nothing about that, because I just wasn't thinking nothing about that. You know, it's cool. Cool vibes, good vibes. I give off good energy. I really don't be judging people. Like, I don't care. I'm cool. You cool. We good. We Gucci. That's just me. So I move in, meet the girls, they cool. So time goes on. I used to cook all the time. I would cook all the time. So I would buy hella groceries to make food, because I would always be cooking. I would make gourmet meals. I was whipping it in the kitchen. So yeah, but sometimes I would get stuff, and some of the stuff, it'll be just trickling on down, and I know I didn't trickle it on down. But me, honestly, I wasn't really tripping about it, because when I first had moved in and I talked to all the girls, they was like, you know, whatever's in there, we pretty much kind of share what each other buys. So I wasn't tripping. So one day, we're gonna say Ashley sends a group message, and she's like,
my stuff is going missing, my food is going missing, and I just don't like how y'all eating up my food.
And me being me, y'all, like I said in the beginning, I'm cool, but I'm not cool. Like, I'm cool, but if I feel tried, I'm gonna let you know, like, put you in your place, correct you. So she was trying to say, you know, that we were taking her stuff. So I'm not gonna say that she was directly talking to me, because she didn't specifically say Jada. So, but I was the only one that just kind of stood up for myself. So I was like, well, personally, I know that I didn't take your things or eat your things or whatever, because I don't want anything that you have. Me and you and me and the other girls, we don't eat similar things. But since you want to bring it up, I have plenty of things that go missing, and I'm not, you know, complaining about it. I'm not doing the most about it. So since you want to do the most, then what's up? Like, we gonna do the most about it. Then I'm gonna bring up, you know, what's been going on with my stuff. We actually got into it because she was like talking about me taking her towels, and obviously I feel like she obviously had some built up animosity. So if you have built up animosity, then, you know, you gonna let it all out. So she started saying how she feel like I've been taking her towels. She had this little smoking pipe. She felt like I had took her pipe, and just all kind of crazy stuff, y'all. Like, it was just crazy. So I'm just letting her know, like, girl, that's when I started thinking it was some racist stuff going on, because why would, of all people, you assume that I'm taking your stuff? Me. You think I'm taking your freaking towels? Come on now. Like, I have plenty of towels. If I don't got no towels, I can go get some towels. They ain't that expensive. Like, let's just be real. So she trying to say this, trying to say that. Y'all, mind y'all, this girl, she's a drug addict. She be doing hella drugs. So I was letting her have it. I ain't even gonna lie, because I like feeling like attacked. Like, don't try to say I'm a thief or I'm stealing your stuff, and I'm not really doing it. So immediately I kind of jumped into, like, you're being racist. all y'all are white girls. I'm a black girl. And I just feel like you trying to accuse me of stealing your stuff because I'm black. That's just how I took it. So we didn't like each other after that. We kind of just really didn't mesh with each other no more after that fact. So time just goes on, and I was moving out anyways. Like at this time, I was getting ready to move out of this place. So I had my stuff packed up because like I said, I was getting ready to move. Okay, so one day, y'all, I had forgot my key, but when I lived with them, they were always like, anytime I forgot my key, I really didn't trip about it. And the same with them, because they would always leave the door unlocked, so it really wasn't no big deal, because I would know, 9 times out of 10, the front door gonna be unlocked anyways, so I'm not tripping about not having my key. That day of all days, the door was locked, but I still wasn't tripping because, like I said, my friend Zashun, he stayed in the same apartment complex, so I could just go chill at his apartment. So Emily is the other roommate. This is not the one that I got into it with, but Emily is the other roommate, and Emily and Ashley are friends, like they real good friends, and they stay on the same side together. So I text Emily and I'm like, hey girl, because me and Ashley, we not cool, so I'm not finna text her and be like, hey, can you let me in? Because we not cool, and I already knew she was on some funny stuff. And she was in there. Mind y'all, Ashley was inside. She was in there, but she didn't open the door for me. So I text Emily. I'm like, hey girl, I left my key. I left my key inside. Can you let me in? She was like, I'm not there right now. I'm at work, but I'll let you know when I get off. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna just go chill at my friend's spot. I'm like, all right, just hit me up. Text me whenever you get off or whenever you get home from work. It's no big deal. I can wait. So, time is going on, and then I get a text. I get a text from Ashley, and she's like going in. She like sent this long paragraph, but we just gonna sum up what she said. To sum up what she said, she was like that I stole her little smoking pipe thing. So yeah, she said that I had stole her thing and accusing me of stealing again. Pretty much, she was accusing me of stealing her things, and I just did not appreciate that. So I went in, but this is where I drew the line. This is what really pissed me off, y'all, because she was like, I'm gonna put all your stuff outside. She was mad because I was being disrespectful, but I don't care because she was being disrespectful to me. Like, I'm not gonna let you disrespect me and then just brush it off like it ain't nothing. Like, no, that's not how it works. So yeah, once she said she was gonna put my stuff outside, it was on. I was ready to go fight her. Like, I told her I was finna come over there and whoop on her. Like, I told her, I let her know. She blocked me because I don't want to, like, I don't like doing all that arguing over text, because for one, I don't need you having proof that I, did this or said this or said that. So I'm called her. I'm like, I'm trying to call her. She just not trying to answer the phone. Then she blocked me. So I'm like, whatever, it's cool. So I put my shoes on. So we walked over there and I was hot, like ready to beat her up. But y'all, I walked over there and I had texted her. I said, if I come over there and my stuff is outside, it is over with. Like, it's done. So I walked over there and y'all, guess what? My stuff was outside. All my stuff was outside. So she broke in my room and got my stuff out and put it outside. So I'm hot, like I'm like livid now, and I'm texting a girl. I asked her what time she had got off. I'm asking Emily. Emily was like, I get off at 10, and I'll be there at 10. So I'm texting her. I'm like, okay, so it's around that time. So where you at? What's going on? And she was like,
well, actually, I'm on my way back home for the weekend.
So not only am I hot because this girl done put my stuff outside, this other girl done lie. Emily done lied. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to get in because obviously they done plotted this all out. So I'm like, okay, how am I finna get in here? Because the apartment office is closed. So we just trying to figure out how in the world is we finna get in here. So the girl across the hallway, she was friends with them. So we like, girl, knock on the door. We just gonna act like we just standing behind, but you gonna knock on the door, and as soon as she open it, we gonna barge in and beat her down. Boom. That was our plan. So, but her and Emily was like best friends. The girl that I'm talking about, we was trying to have her knock on the door. So after she had knocked on the door, she had walked off to call Emily. She said she wasn't saying nothing, but I'm not gonna lie, these little girls was sneaky. Like, I really should have just beat them all up. So, long story short, we never got in. Luckily, I had somebody to help me get my stuff and take my stuff off, because if I didn't, I mean, I would have been out of luck because she wasn't letting me in. The office was closed, y'all. Also, we called the police. The police took for like, y'all, the police didn't even come. Then we called and was like, we've been sitting here waiting for an hour, or it may have even been 2 hours, y'all, for the police to come. They didn't come. They talking about we drove by and nobody was there. No, y'all didn't. We was sitting out here waiting on y'all. But we're not gonna get into that. So after that, I was mad that I couldn't get in. So I did some other stuff, and I ain't even gonna expose myself because I don't know if over time she gonna watch this. But you know what? I don't care. I did. Because first of all, don't put myself outside. I really wanted to beat her down to the ground. And I really actually think God was really protecting her because I was so hot. I was really ready to beat her down. So I feel like, you know, God was protecting her. And yeah, so fast forward, time goes on. I didn't want to go back in there because of the simple fact that I didn't want to sleep there. That's what it was. I didn't want to sleep there because I don't know what type of conniving type of energy these girls is on, and I'm not finna close my eye. I'm not finna sleep with one eye open with these girls possibly trying to do something to me, because obviously y'all ganging up together to try to get it out for me. So I just patiently waited. I waited a couple days, you know, had them feeling like it done died down a little bit because, like I said earlier, y'all got to pay attention to the details. They leave the door unlocked. And I know that because I live there. So I just came in on a random day, made sure the apartment office was closed just in case, you know, so they couldn't call nobody. So I walks in a regular day, y'all, because they leave that door unlocked. They didn't think I was gonna come back, so I let about a week go by, and I came in there. I'm looking for Ashley. I'm looking for her. Like, soon as I walk in, I go straight there. I'm like, where Ashley at? Because Emily was there. Emily was the only one there, and I'm like, where Ashley? She on the phone. She like, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend. I'm like, no, hang up the phone with your boyfriend, because they sneaky. So I told her, I'm like, hang up the phone with your boyfriend. So I started going in on her because we hadn't even talked after the fact of her doing the whole little situation that she had did. And she's standing there looking all scared. I'm like, you a weak bee. Like, you're weak, because why would you even do that? Why you lie? If you feel some type of way, you should have said that you feel some type of way. She's sitting there looking all scary, y'all. Like, I was finna beat her up. But the only reason I didn't beat her up, and I told her that too, was because she was looking all scared. I'm like, girl, I'm just talking to you. I was going in on her, but like, girl, don't be, if somebody going in on you, don't stand there looking all scared. And I was like, the only reason I'm not gonna beat you up is because you already looking like you scared. You already looking like you just got beat up. Like, you looking like you just got dealt with. Like, girl, so I'm not even gonna do that to you. So I'm like, where is Ashley? Where's she at? That's the one who I really need to be beating up. I'm not even finna waste my energy beating you down, because I really came here to beat her down. So I'm like, where's she at? And she like, well, she's at the hospital because she overdosed this morning. She what? Oh yeah, I told y'all she was a drug addict. So I'm like, I started laughing. I mean, that's sad, but I still don't feel bad for laughing. So I started laughing. I'm like, oh. Oh, okay, God done handled her for me. That's how I took it. Like, okay, so she done overdosed the day that I came to beat her down. So God went ahead and handled that for me, because honestly, I could have possibly got into some trouble and went to jail or something just for beating her up like that. So I feel like, you know, God handled that for me. But I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, she got what she deserved. And that's exactly what I had said to her. I'm like, she got what she deserved. So I'm looking around her room, and I was like, I said, well, since she think she had a little booty bag sitting on her little dresser that I never seen her have, and I was like, well, since she think I be stealing her things anyways, I might as well take her bag. That's what I had said. I was like, but you know what? I ain't even gonna do that, because you probably recording or something, because she was still on the phone with her boyfriend, and she thought we didn't know. Like, no, I'm not boo-boo the fool. So I just walked on out. I'm like, you know what? She got her karma. She over here overdosed, going through all this, whatever she going through, her little mental problem or whatever. So I'm not even gonna steal her little purse. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I walked out of there. I just couldn't just walk out of there without doing nothing. So I went in the kitchen. In the kitchen is the washroom and a dryer. So I went to the dryer, the washing machine, and I took all their clothes out, and I just threw them all around the apartment. I just threw all the clothes all over the apartment. I threw all the food that was in the cabinets, the refrigerator. Well, I took everything that I wanted, and I didn't care if it was mine, theirs. I didn't care. I took everything that I wanted out of those cabinets, out of their refrigerator, and the rest of the stuff I just threw around the apartment, because I just had to do something. I just couldn't leave without doing nothing, because I really came there to beat her down. And I also let her dog run away. I let her dog run away too, because she wasn't there. She wasn't there for me to beat her up. So I had to do something. So yeah, after that, I didn't come back. I never came back to the apartment after that. And she attempted to press charges against me, but the police knew. Like, I was talking to the police, and the police was like, I can tell that she's on drugs. Like, she's like strung out on drugs. So honestly, I don't really believe anything that she's saying. And I had told them, I told her that I was going to beat her up. I did tell her. I mean, I was being honest, because I'm not finna sit here and lie. Like, lying does nothing but make you look worse. So I told them, yes, I told her I was going to beat her up, but I didn't beat her up. I mean, I wanted to, but I did not beat her up. And they was like, well, don't worry about it. The charges that she's trying to press on you are being dropped, because her story just is not believable, and she's a drug addict. You can't really believe a drug addict. You can't really believe that they're telling the truth. So yeah, so after that, I didn't come back. So for about a week, I really was homeless, you guys, because I was planning on staying there for the rest of that week. And at the time, I was really like going through it. So it was like annoying and really frustrating that I had to not only go through the other stuff that I was going through at the time, but then just go through that. And at the time, it just seemed like so much was just happening. So that's also another reason why I really wanted to fight her, because you're just adding more like just stress onto me, and that just really pissed me off. I pretty much stayed with my little boo, and he really didn't even know the full extent of everything that was going on, because I really don't like to tell my business. I really don't like to tell, like, if I'm struggling or something, I really don't like to tell people, you know, that that's what's going on. I don't really like that. So I really didn't tell him the full extent. We just really pretty much was together every single day, and that's just pretty much what it was, until I pretty much had some. Honestly, we was pretty much together every single day until the school year ended, because that's the only place that I had to be. Like, that was the only place that I had to go to sleep and lay my head and do stuff like that. And I mean, it's crazy to say, and I'm cool with telling the story now because I'm not in that situation anymore, but like, it was kind of rough, you know. It was rough not knowing where I was gonna sleep at or lay my head. And even after school had ended, you guys, I really did not know, like, what was gonna happen. That was the story about the time my college roommate horror story. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really didn't want it to be too long, but it kind of seemed a little long. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do another story time, do more story times for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you like if you like the video. Comment down below like if you ever experienced that, or if you're about to go to college and you don't want to experience that. And subscribe to your girl channel if you like my story times. So yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye y'all.